Hello, I'm Dr. Ruth Roberts, your pet's ally. Glad you could join me this week, and thankfully got to good internet so I could actually be broadcasting live. So I've got a couple of wonderful questions. If you're not sure how to ask me a question, there's several ways to do that. And one is to just message me here on Facebook, and that's kind of the quickest and easiest way. And then the other is to go over to my website and just click this Ask Dr. Ruth button. A little form will pop up and you'll just put in your information, your pet's name, and a couple of bits and pieces about what's going on, and then click this button and send it over. Each week we will answer questions from the week prior, collected up till about Monday rather. So I hope that's helpful, and this way I'll be able to get you the information you're looking for in specific. So the first question is from Michelle Bitterman, and she's asking about her pup Ben, who's a little Chiweenie and sort of an older guy. He keeps eating his food really fast, but it doesn't stay down. And so sometimes this is literally because they're taking in too much air. And so one solution, if you're feeding kibble still, is to get one of those break fast bowls that has little fingers sticking up from the bowl itself. And what it does is it prevents your dog from just literally hoovering everything up. Of course, I'd tell you that feeding crock-pot diet's a better choice health-wise. The other thing is that many times they will take in a lot of air when they're eating, and then once that happens, they've got a belly full of food and air, and then boom, it all comes back up. So try those, Michelle, and see if that helps you help Ben keep the food down a little bit better. And Elizabeth is asking about her dog Tegan, and I'm so sorry to hear this. Your dog Tegan was just diagnosed with Cushing's, and she's wondering what will kind of help. So Elizabeth, there's kind of Cushing's disease, and then there's Cushing's disease. So it's really, you want to, before you go full bore in, generally the test has happened because your veterinarian has seen an elevated liver enzyme called alkaline phosphatase. And normally with Cushing's disease, that value is somewhere up in the 900 plus range. If your vet did a Cushing's test and the alk phos is around 300, probably not Cushing's unless you are seeing symptoms. And those are going to be things like panting, weight gain, hair loss, that sort of stuff, chronic urinary tract infections because the cortisol is too high. So in this situation, that's where we want to really focus on liver function. And Marinelle was also asking about her Zuli May getting diagnosed with liver disease, and she wants to know what to do about diet. And so again, this is where the holistic health protocols that I've developed over time will give you both some great starting points. So we've got about 9 of them in here. You do have to sign up for our free members area, but what's available to you is really quite a good deal. So we'll just click on the liver enzyme elevation page and wait for that to kind of cycle up. One of the first things that's important is really cooking. So brassica veggies help improve liver function, and they help the liver detoxify, and this includes getting rid of excess hormones. And then the other thing is using supplements that are going to help get rid of again, assist the liver in getting rid of junk. So liposomal glutathione, milk thistle are both helpful. Therabiotics is a really potent probiotic. Again, if the gut's not working, that can be up to 50% of the detoxification ability of the liver. So I think that's quite important. And again, milk thistle free and easy wanderer is a supplement that's been used in Chinese medicine for centuries to help course the liver and things of that nature. The other thing I'll have to tell you as well is Holistic Total Body Support, the multivitamin that I've made. using those glandular organs seem to really help get liver disease under control. And we've had several patients with early Cushing's disease that were not really quite symptomatic, but the owner was starting to see some changes, actually have that disease reverse and go back down. So that is where I would start as far as liver, helping support the liver, Elizabeth, and then make sure it really is Cushing's disease, because you can get a positive test when the disease isn't actually active. The other thing you will want to do is if your Tegan does have an active set of symptoms going on, is to make sure that there is no adrenal tumor present. Most of them are pituitary based, meaning the brain is making too much adrenocortical stimulating hormone because the endocrine system's kind of whacked out. But the adrenal tumors, that may need to be addressed surgically. So do make sure of that distinction. So I hope that's helpful. And then the last question I've got for you today is from Lisa Pizzana, and her little dog Lexi is fairly young, around 2 to 5 years old, and she's dealing with fleas, and she's constantly scratches, and she is concerned that Lexi has yeast issues. So Lisa, yeast is going to be a secondary invader to skin that's really angry. So the first thing with flea control is that if it is that bad, you need to do two things. And one is to treat the environment to kill the flea eggs and larvae, because they are something like 85% of the total flea population. The fleas that you see on your pet are 1 to 5% of the total problem. So if you just use a flea treatment, you are going to be forever getting it under control. So use things in the home like insect growth regulators that will kill the eggs and larvae. Fleabusters.com makes a great product made from borax and silicate crystals, and has just done a great job as far as using a non-toxic product to treat the fleas. The insect growth regulators can include pyrethrin, which is like the first generation flea treatment in home, but I think that it is really important to get things under control. Now, the second thing is you will need to use something on your pet. And there's lots of options out there. I really try to steer folks away from NexGard, Brevecto, the oral pills, because you're giving your pet a pesticide that is going to stay in its body for 30 days and has to work its way from the stomach through the fat onto the skin. So what I really recommend using is Seresto collars if your pet will tolerate a flea collar, and otherwise something relatively simpler like Advantage applied topically. So a lot of folks got away from the topicals because they didn't want the chemicals on their pet's skin when they're petting them, but it's still there even if you use the tablets. It's just you're not putting a big blob on there. The Seresto collars I liked because as your pet needs more of the flea medication, more diffuses out of the collar. They really are the least expensive option out there, and I felt like the safest as well. There are a few pets that will react to the actual collar itself, so just be cognizant of that if your pet has super sensitive skin. So I hope that is helpful, Lisa. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you all about is the app that we finally have developed. And I've got the App Store connection there, so I'll get that for you. And hopefully the Android device will link will be up and available pretty quick. So I'm just going to pop my phone up here, and it's this iPets Ally here. So we're going to tap on that, and that's going to pop it open. There's a little welcome video, and then down at the bottom there's several sort of navigation buttons, and these are going to show you kind of the most recent additions. So the most recent, one of the more recent or popular videos we've done, and I'm sorry the internet has slowed down, so this is going to take a while to pull up, and then blog posts, and then there's a connection to the store as well, which I'll just get that to pop up. So the goal here is to get you more easily accessed information. We'll be adding more to this as time goes on, and it's still sort of, you know, like everything in computer world, it's in beta testing, so to speak. So if you see areas, would love a shout out about what you're seeing. And I guess the internet really has just stopped. The other thing is that in this last part here with the chat buttons, you'll notice up at the top there is a little mail icon with a question mark, and basically what that means is you can click there, fill out this little form, and ask a question. When you do that, Melody will get the question and she will add it to the list of stuff we are going to look at in terms of, or that I'm going to answer rather, for that week. Now, again, if you would rather message me here on the page, do that. That's really simple and easy. So rock that out. Now, let's see if this will let me out of here. There we go. And then there's a more detailed sort of menu, if you will, and looks like this is not catching up quite yet. Let's see if I can pop back into it in just a second. There's that, and yeah, it seems like it's not going to. Okay. At any rate, there is a more detailed menu which is available on the sidebar. You'll see the little hamburgers, so to speak, up at the top. And let me just close that and see if that helps us out some. But I think that's going to be really helpful for folks to be able to get that information at their fingertips and watch a few more videos, things of that nature. Let me just see if I can get this to play a little better. I think it's just this is stuck. So that's what I've got for you this week. If you've got some additional questions, fire away with that. And let's see, let me get you the link to the app and get that moving. And then the other thing I wanted to point out too was this natural living tour. This isn't also an app, and so this is a health summit that's going to be available to you until you uninstall the app on the phone. So there's 60 plus health coaches and doctors and things of that nature available to you. Again, the information is all completely free. And I think my talk comes up in November, but that's a great place to go check out. I'll get you the link for that as well. But that's what I've got for you this week. So until next week, remember, your pet's best health starts in the bowl. Take good care.